Have you guys ever heard the analogy of Jesus? Of us trying to let Jesus be the driver in our lives, and I've listened to that analogy and I've tried to figure out how to apply that, and it seemed like a good one. Jesus take the wheel. That sounds great. And I was at a conference this last weekend, and I heard one that actually seemed to make a lot more sense. Because as I think about it, having Jesus take the wheel, it sounds good, but it also, like, I hear, oh, we need to, not be in the driver's seat of our lives. We need to have God in the driver's seat. But uh, it seems like a very passive approach. Oh, Jesus take the wheel. I'll just sit here and let you drive. Of course, that would be easier said than done anyway, and we know that. But there seems to be something missing in this analogy. And I heard a cool story about a guy who he had this car, and uh, well, he really needed a car. Is a sports guy. He went to lots of practices, and his parents bought him this old Thunderbird that was he said ran about half the time, and he drove that thing through high school and through college, and by the end of when he was moving out, or when he was leaving to go to start working and stuff, anyway, when he was moving, he was just going to he was going to have the car brought to the junkyard, basically, right? And this guy that was very prominent race car person asked. He had heard this story, and he asked if he could have the car. And this guy was like, he's like, well, it's trash. I'm just gonna run to the junkyard. And this guy's like, no, can I have it? And so he's like, okay, sure. So this guy hauls it to his garage, and then a period of time later, he hears back from him and says, hey, when you have a day, can you come over? Can you fly over? I want to show you something. And so a little while later, he flies over, and then this guy starts showing him all these cars. And he goes through the garage, and he's showing him all these race cars that are, he's done so much work, and they've won these awards and whatever. And then he gets to this vehicle, and he shows it to him, and he says, hey, do you recognize this car? And the guy's like, no. He's like, no, I don't recognize this car. I've never seen this before. And the guy's like, yeah, you have. You've seen this. He's like, no, I haven't. He's like, this is your Thunderbird. He's like, no. This is not my Thunderbird. My Thunderbird is a piece of junk. This car was beautiful, had been fully redone. And the guy's like, this is, it's the frame of your Thunderbird, but I've redone everything on the inside and outside. And then he says, do you want to take it for a spin? And he feels very unworthy, underprepared, whatever, for doing this. But he insisted that he takes it for a spin. So he insisted that he takes it for a ride, is what I think he said. And so he was going to go get in the passenger seat. And the guy's like, no. You sit in the driver's seat. I'll sit in the passenger seat. And so he's like, I have a racetrack out back, and you can try it out. And so now he is very intimidated, right? Because this guy, very prominent race car person, is going to be sitting in the passenger seat while he goes and drives it. And so he's like, no, I can't do that. And he says, no, don't worry about it. He's like, well, I don't know the track. I don't know anything about it. He's like, don't worry. I know the track. I created the track. Just listen to my voice. Listen to what I'm telling you. And so they went out there, and when he told them to speed up, he sped up. When he told them to slow down, he slowed down. When he told them to turn, he turned. And he didn't do a great job, but he did it, and he got through it. And I realized what kind of awesome picture this was for our lives and for how Jesus wants to be in our lives. He can take our junky, broken down life or us, and turn us into something that's an amazing, you know, amazing vehicle, amazing person that is these broken pieces that don't even seem to work well, and replace them and upgrade us so that we are a vessel that he can use. And then he still wants us to drive it. He wants us to still be in control of our lives to a degree, but in such a way that we are listening to what he wants us to do. We are listening to what he tells us. So we're not sitting there passively trying to have him control our lives, trying to just have him drive. We are sitting there listening as he is next to us, telling us, okay, turn here, slow down, speed up, avoid that pothole. Okay, go there. And he is in control of where we're going. He's in control of what we're doing, in that we are listening to his voice and following him turn by turn where we should go, his leading, not passively sitting there, but actively listening to his voice, actively doing what he's telling us to do, actively following him in our lives.